Fired up, folks. We're back here on BEG Wrestling, baby. And we're here for the new 2025-2026 season, folks. We're going to do some tweaking a little bit.
Boom!
But we're back. And what have you been up to over there?
Well, I've been doing well. I've been listening to Bo Bartlett's Life Advice series.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He's got a whole series out there giving life advice. And, I mean, I'm waiting for the one, how do you properly stay at the correct weight? And I'm also the one where you are behind your enemy, you have your arms locked around them, and to be champion of the world, all you have to do is get them on the mat. I'm waiting for that one. That one didn't come out yet.
That episode hasn't come out. I gotta catch up. I'm behind on
Jesse Mendez is cracking a gut right now. that dreaded Granby. Dude, Bartlett, you had to know he was going to do a Granby on the way down. You had to know that, right? Everyone knows that. I mean, there's some safe ways to get the man on the mat. The title was in your hand.
So you're still burned up? That Penn State fire still burning over there.
That was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. Oh, no, I'm just kidding about his daggone life advice and stuff. It's just, certainly, I could use some life advice.
I could use a lot of it. I use a lot of life advice. I've been struggling over here.
You know, well, the funny thing, right when we were starting, Zach says, I'm not sure I can even clap. What the heck is going on over there?
I got shoulder issues, folks. We got all kinds of issues over here. But hey, listen, I mentioned we were going to tweak some things. So our goal is not to put out hour 20 long episodes, but maybe 20 minutes throughout the week. Okay. And break it in. And we're going to have Kevin on this week, back this week, at least twice a week.
Hawkeye Terry will be on this week.
Hawkeye Terry's going to be talking some Iowa wrestling, get us up to speed with Iowa wrestling.
There's a lot going on there,
There's a lot going on there. And, boy, we got everything coming up with U23 Worlds. Super 32s just wrapped up. Season starting.
You know, I seen this little clip, Zach, on the internet, and I just started. In fact, I shared it with the fantasy group. There's this wife where she's trying to talk. They're doing an interview, and the husband's sitting next to her. And she says, she stops, and she says, can you breathe a little more quietly? He's over there. Did you see that clip? Well, that was so funny to me because the last time we did an episode, all I could hear was my, over here, fat guy. And I thought, I got to maybe back away from this mic or something.
We're going to make some improvements. We're going to try to make some improvements this year, folks. But, hey, I do want to mention something, talking about improvements. Virginia Tech getting Bassett and what? Melvin Miller there, the commit. And I tell you right now,
even you got to give Keegan Bassett's even becoming a factor. So all three. Plus the factor of his whole social media presence. And, you know, that's why, and we're going to talk to Terry about this, but I personally think Terry, you tell me what you think. I personally think Terry seen that they gave the $5 million. Of course, that's what they said. $5 million to Bo. And out of the gates, you're thinking, okay, this is a good deal. We get 3 studs plus all the other kids that may come that way because Bo's here. And so on the surface, you think, well, that was a good $5 million. That's a lot of money. But then Bassett proceeds to get handled by who was it? Lehigh Stanich, I think, beat him multiple times. There was another kid that Bassett lost to somewhere. And $5 million, my $5 million man's not supposed to lose.
Well, let's temper those expectations a little bit. He did just win Super 32s for the 4th time. And
then they came with extra demands. Well, we need a limo to pick up Bo for practice or whatever was going on over there. I don't know. But Tom said, you know what? $5 million can get me maybe 5 major studs. I think Tom was happy to get out of that deal. However, with what you're saying, Zach, I am happy about Virginia Tech because that means we have another major player coming.
Oh, yeah, it's a game
Major
changer
player.
for Virginia Tech program. And I am proud and very happy for Coach Roby.
Yes.
And well-deserved, man. Remember
Yes.
he came on, might have been the coolest coach to ever come on. We made him stick around for the segment where we picked the matches.
He was
and I
so
picked
cool.
against him. He went with the flow. Cool,
Yeah,
dude.
he was so cool.
Also said, dude, it's the warmest and best wrestling school that you can attend. So for that alone, Bassett, great choice. Not to mention,
yeah, North Carolina State would argue that point. But, however, I will say this. That is nice down there. And I'm glad we have another major player. Now, we're hoping that, and we'll talk to Terry about this, we're hoping actually Iowa lands some studs. They were hoping for the Rainies. Didn't get the Rainies. The whole Bo Bassett Miller thing fell through. I don't know if they're trying for the Bachmans. That's a package deal. Both of them are major Pennsylvania studs. Iowa needs to score. They need to score, and David Taylor's been kind of stealing them away.
Well,
and,
yeah,
a lot of
absolutely
people
has.
said, let's fire Bo Bassett up a little bit. A lot of people say, will Bo Bassett ever even win an NCAA title?
Oh, please. That's insulting.
Because the Rainey said unlikely.
Okay, well, let's slow down and
Unlikely.
listen.
Forget that little sprained ankle that happened the other night at Who's Number One. Unlikely. I'm telling you,
Could be more, but
them daggone Rainies they're freaks.
okay. So you mentioned, we'll ask Hawkeye Terry, a little bit of pressure on Iowa to start pulling some guys. I would argue this though. One last thing I want to say on Bassett and Virginia Tech. Boy, does this take the pressure off Bassett. To me, if I'm Bassett, dude, you're now the face of the program at a program really with no wrestling history. Really, it ain't like Iowa. And now you can go in there and really anything and everything you do, dude, is a new level. And to me, if I'm Bassett, I feel absolutely no pressure. I'm in warm weather. I got cool Coach Roby, dude.
I know.
Instead of brands breathing down my neck. Oh, man, win.
I think everyone's happy in this deal, and I really believe that. I tell you, we'll see how it goes. You can't take it away from Bassett. One of the hardest workers. He's so mature. He reminds me of, I've met some golf kids that were really good at golf, and they were young, like 12, 14, and they were like as mature as a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives you that, like, I don't think you can be an immature major stud. You kind of have to have some maturity about you because your mind, you got to have control of your mind too.
Well, especially in this sport. The mental fortitude and grit that's required, and perseverance. Yeah, you're going to be mature.
Yeah.
That's what we've always said, man. Wrestling makes you a better person.
Yeah,
You mature through wrestling because no one wins every match.
That's absolutely
You learn how to
true.
get beat up and take it.
I tell you, basically the season is upon us. We have Friday, we have U23 start, at least the men's freestyle. The women's freestyle, I think, start Wednesday. Roman Greco, I think, started today. But that's going to be quite interesting. Do you have any thoughts on how we'll make out there? I mean,
On you said the U23s?
U23s.
All right, we're looking at the lineup here. We got Lillendahl, Jax Forrest, Blaze, Duke, Messenbrink, Levi, Bry. I mean, that is just
Get down!
That is-
The Penn State. Why don't they just wear Penn State singlets? Wow!
not Jax, dude. Hey, I expect big things, dude. This is a gauntlet of a U23 team.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, my goodness, man.
That is. Although I'll give you a $20 bill right now if you can say the 197's name correctly.
I don't need a 20 that bad. I don't need a 20 that bad to save myself some negative
I've never even heard of this guy. He's probably a major stud.
Garavos. Yeah,
Garavos.
sounds right.
Well, we can get the first name.
Okay.
I'm not even going to attempt that last name. Herrera. And there you kind of wish, wow, it's such a very strong team. I don't know. I will say this. that Kobe Merrill. I watched him. Who's number one? And that was a great show, except for the disappointing finish. That dude, you should have watched that dude. Zach. Now, his arms are as big as my thighs. Like, I think a lot of people think, there's some locks on a couple of these weights this year. Messenbrink here. And a lot of people are saying AJ. I don't consider AJ as much as a lock. By the way, who do you have?
Okay.
You have the first 5 picks of the draft. Let's just say you have all 5 picks. Can you give me who your 5? This was a wrestling fantasy, the season's about to start. You have to make your picks right now. Who would be your top 5 picks?
Well, Messenbrink's got to be your clear pound for pound number one to me. I think, biggest risers. I have to go with Levi. Just think what he's done recently. He's only getting better.
Yeah.
And man, you don't like AJ. I think I am going AJ. Lock. I just think it's going to be advantageous for him being able to bulk up, not have to cut weight, and still have speed on all these other heavyweights. And strength. Okay. Probably also.
There's 3.
Okay. If McAnally, Angelo, you pick the one who wins that, and then you got Mendez there, Henson. I guess Mendez would be the obvious choice. What are yours?
Okay, I will go also Messenbrink as your number 1. And I honestly, I don't know how I can go anyone but Levi as my number 2 also. I have to go, after that, things get a little mucky for me, even for AJ. Because I don't know about AJ. I don't know how he's going to make out with Bastida. If it's the right game plan, I can see Bastida beating AJ. And AJ, if you're listening, if you don't mind me saying, all this work you put in, and I see your life advice videos too, and you're out there working, you are the man when it comes to work. Why don't you get a little more exciting on the mat? You were a little boring last year. Was he a little boring?
Yeah, he could loosen it up.
3-1? Really? Come on now.
I say go for it.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Throw some of these heavyweights around, baby.
Yes, and I think him in a Bastida match Bastida would force him to open up. But then you have to think about Lehigh's Taylor, this big guy. And he's got some athleticism about himself, this Taylor. And if he has the right game plan, that could be an overtime match. Most likely, I think AJ will win 285, but I can see where he's losing. So I'm putting Josh Barr as my number 3. Now, Josh Barr has a couple too. Elam, of course, and Rademacher. Yep. And I know Rademacher's way down them. If you watched the freestyle, we're talking about a major stud. Not sure how that shakes out, but I have Barr as my 3. I guess I'll put AJ as my 4. My 5th, let me switch AJ to 5 because I want my 4. I'm going Luke Little Dog.
Yeah,
because I know the returning champs returning and all that. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. And
I don't hate that. How many Penn State champs you got this year?
I don't know. I should have just made it all 5 Penn State guys. I'm excited about this year. This is going to be.
Anything change with Angelo McAnally? Is that even who you?
Well,
since the end of last year.
What's so fun is the national duels. We're going to get a very good gauge, the very first match, when Aiden Sinclair goes up against Angelo, because he was the third guy where we were kind of putting in there. Now, we got others that are half drop down below, like Zach Ryder might be right there, too. Not sure. Rocco Welsh might be right there, but I kind of have it a half drop. I have them 3, is McAnally, Angelo, and Sinclair, as that is your most likely the champions coming out of them 3, and we get to see Sinclair against Angelo right out of the gates. Now, remember, Sinclair basically had McAnally beat until he actually made a a bonehead move at the end. You got to know how to finish that last couple of seconds, but you got to give it to McAnally. He pulled it off. But
that's right around the corner.
I will say this, whether it's that dreaded or that just stacked 141, 133 area or this 184 area, I don't see a 4-time champ coming. I don't see Angelo beating McAnally.
4 year.
Yeah, it would be 3 years.
Yeah.
3 straight years. I just don't see it. I think McAnally, but that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. This is going to be maybe the funnest year ever because it starts out with fire. And although we're all a little disappointed, no offense, Christian Piles, Flo, a little disappointed with the all-star lineup. And the all-star lineup, as I look at it, I'm not saying it's terrible, but nothing really. I am excited to see Mendez against Echemendia. I'm very excited to see that match, and of course, you guys can see it up here.
Lucas Bird, is he gonna? That was an outlier year. He ain't doing that again, right? I can see an upset alert at 133.
Yeah, and the thing is they have Zach Ryder in there. You say, well, these are supposed to be all-stars. Well, Zach Ryder's not a returning all-star. He's just a potential all-star at this point still, and he's in there. So why didn't we have people like Marcus Blaze in there? Or here was my real question. First off, as a Penn State fan, I have no Penn State. I have no representation.
Well, that's why you ain't wild about it.
Well, okay, half the team's going off the U23s, and they're busy. I understand that. But we still got Ono. Where's Ono? Where's Kazak?
It's a big question mark this year.
Where's Kazak? We could have had Kazak here, but maybe they want to support their guys. They're busy watching. I don't know.
They had a busy offseason.
I don't know. I give props to Flo for all the work they do to pull it off. I love all the podcasts that are out there, and I actually watched Quad R podcast. Kevin was on Quad R. Guys that are just starting up, little shout out to Quad R podcast. Like, get them on sometime. But I was going to wear my Wrestle Madness t-shirt.
Yes.
But I'll have to do that.
They've been pumping stuff out, baby. They've been working.
Oh, yeah.
They got a cloth thing. Before we move on, Bastida Gadiali. How can you not look forward to that?
That's the other big
one. Come on.
Bastida Gadiali and Mendez Echemendia. That should be the last 2 matches, in my opinion.
Will the move to Michigan pay off for Gadiali? This is going to be an indicator, right?
Yeah. Of course, we get to see Jackson Smith against Zach Ryder, so we'll see right out of the gates. Is Zach Ryder, that didn't hurt Zach. When we lost Zach Ryder, I thought to myself, Kale's human, because there was a mistake. Wasn't a huge mistake. We still got Rocco Welsh, and I may grow to love Rocco Welsh. Not real wild about them low scores, but I'll say this. I wanted Zach Ryder, but at least we didn't take a complete hit. That was almost a case where I think Welsh came to Kale and said, look, I want to be a Penn State Nittany Lion. And at that point, I think I sit down with Zach Ryder and I say, look, this is my situation. I'm with you, my man. I'm with you. You want me to welcome them in, or you want me to basically say, no, we already got our guy here? But I don't know.
That's a slippery slope. if that's the way you're gonna play it every time, dude.
That's true.
I mean, what do you say? What if he's not that good? You still give him the option?
That's true. And we've seen Rocco Welsh. He already went to the finals once, and you say, well, he had an easy bracket, that easy path to the finals. Whatever. He got to the finals. So, and he actually gave Strachey a close match in that finals. But I personally, we'll be talking to Kevin about this, about the 5-5 and the effect that we anticipate that it's going to have. And of course, the one thing that everyone's been talking about is we anticipate seeing the major stud true freshman in the lineup immediately, because they're fearing that they may lose a year.
Yeah. So that's great.
You get 5 years. If you want to compete all 5 years, have at it, but you only get 5 years. Why? The one thing, Zach, that really bothers me about that is it kills two things. It kills the red shirt. The red shirt will be a thing that's dead. And it kills something that I think we all kind of liked, and that was the 5 dates by a true freshman.
Yeah.
That you could bring them in like a...
like they did with Angelo last year.
Yes, that was really fun. That added an element
of a match.
Yeah, that was really fun, and that would be pretty much gone. That would be gone. But I don't know. We'll see. I expect to see Ono at 41. I'm going to just say it. Luke, Marcus Blaze, Ono, out of the gates, welcome to Penn State. Boom!
Yeah, I mean, that's a gauntlet there to start.
Wow. The one part that upsets me a little bit is this PJ Duke Kazak thing. Dude, they're both too good to, but I'll tell you, that might be the funnest wait to watch because I've not lost my absolute respect for Shapiro. Shapiro scares me. And I was talking to Kevin, and he's off wrestling with Japanese guys and getting better, and he's supposedly completely healthy. And remember, Yanni thought he was going to be a 4-timer.
Yeah.
And he starts getting concussions. And last year, he throws in a coma. Just for fun.
Yeah, I mean,
a couple weeks before Nationals, he comes out of the coma. It's wonder, did they have to roll the hospital bed up to the side of the mat? I don't know. So how he got third? Didn't he get third? That was amazing.
How he wrestled, yeah,
that was amazing. Wow. I
think it's fair to say we have not seen him hit his potential yet. Yeah. Everyone would probably agree on that. So he'll be someone to keep your eye on, but.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of storylines this year, including not only is the regular season starting, the National Duels Invitational, we got the claw season starting, RAF2 happening.
That's true.
We got all these professional leagues starting. I mean, wrestling, we got options with things. We're going to have to get specific with what we're talking about every episode,
Yeah.
And this one is not a good one, but because we're catching up this episode.
Yeah, in fact, we need Kevin to kind of catch us up on everything that's going on because, of course, we had a pretty long break there. I didn't mean to have that long of a break, but we're anxious to get the ball rolling again. And I really think this is, as I said earlier, this is going to be one of the most exciting years, not only because of the national duels. We have the All-Star Classic. That kicks things off. That's some fire. Then we have the national duels. And we'll have to have an episode where we break that down. But some of them matchups right out of the gates is going to be absolute fire. And then it's like December 20th is the collegiate duels.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin, you talk about a wrestling fanatic. He somehow figured out the groupings, which it sounds like he's dead on right here. So you can really start to piece together what the collegiate duels might be every bit as fun as the national duels.
Yeah. No, me and Kevin touched on it last time we were on.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be we got a lot of great matches this coming year. And, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I am glad Penn State's in them collegiate duels. I was disappointed. Of course, Kevin has them, and we'll talk to Kevin more about that. They have Penn State, or Kevin has Penn State in with Stanford, North Dakota State, which that's the weakest of the 3 divisions.
Yeah.
And
Ohio State, Cornell, Little Rock, banger.
Either way, they're going to end up with 2 very tough duels. Now, whether it's Iowa State, Ohio State, Cornell, Lehigh, they're gonna have 2 of them 4 as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if Illinois can get. Little Rock doesn't have enough to get up in there, but I don't know if Illinois has got enough to. We'll see. Either way, the collegiate duels are going to be major fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We're gonna have Kevin on routinely Hawkeye Terry on routinely. We're going to do a weekly pregame for the Claw matches. Maybe a little 30-minute live warm-up for the Claw duels.
When's the
which
Claw?
air every Tuesday.
What's
starting
going on
next
with Claw?
week?
Starts next week.
That's correct. Yep.
And it's going to be on Flow.
And it is on Flow.
It is on Flow.
Also,
that's
correct.
big. That's big. You know, Raph had a successful first program, first card, except for the fact that they should have hooked up with Flow. Everything has to get whether you like Flow or not. We need one central location where we know we can go and watch. Now, Flow doesn't have everything. They don't have, you're gonna have to go to the BTN to see Shane Sparks and the Big Ten championships and.
Well, I got unfortunate
ESPN.
news. The bigger wrestling gets, the less likely that is to happen. I mean, you can see CBS, NBC, Fox all bidding wars for NFL games. Once another. I mean, and I think RAF is going for a different angle. They're going for the UFC layout, format, business model, business plan structure there, and I hope it works. I hope Claw works and RAF works.
Yeah,
I mean. It's great for wrestling. I mean, obviously, wrestling's hot, and we got the Olympics right around the corner. That'll be here before you know it.
Yep.
So, a lot to look forward to. We are on the brink of it. And,
yeah, because the second card by Raph, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't.
Not as good as the first.
Well, it
I did
doesn't
see
exactly
Bassett's on the
reach
third.
out and grab me. It's nothing bad about it. There's some Tomasello against Bravo Young. Okay, kind of interested there. Nothing else really. You don't see Henschel's wrestling in that.
I did see Caden.
Henschel's in that. And
Yeah,
okay, I'll see how he is. The main event is, of course, Paris against this Romanov. And I mean, I could put together some combinations that I would absolutely. I mean, Raph, pay the money. I want to see. How about
they did.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. How about a rematch between Stevenson and Wyatt? That would be great. That would be great.
Gable looks good in UFC. He's going a different route too. Gable training with John Jones now, and in Gable's first fight, just mauled that man. You haven't seen it, did you? Yeah, he beat him up bad.
Yeah,
Gable might be. I might have been wrong on my Stevenson UFC prediction because the way he looked in that first one, I tell you what, dude, he looked different than Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
And I know it's a first fight, but
Do you know when the second fight is? When the next fight?
I don't.
Because, okay, I'm not going to get excited yet, but I do know this. Make the man keep one foot in the wrestling. And what I'm talking about is Raph, pay the money. And, I mean,
I mean, you see Bo Nickel doing both. Why not?
Yeah.
Bo Nickel's doing both.
Yeah. Pay the money where the man's
gotta
still
love
got
that,
a leg
respect
in
that.
wrestling. And, whether you like him or not, he's a big name, and I can certainly pick some names that I would be fascinated to see. How about AJ against
They're not free.
Stevenson?
They're
AJ
not
against
freestyle. They don't do it.
Stevenson.
Ferraris don't. They don't do freestyle. Remember?
Well,
Folk style only. Then go on UFC.
make your own rules. We'll go folk style for this one match. We want this. Can you imagine this? Will AJ get all polite right all of a sudden? There'll be no smack talk?
No, dude.
Leading
but
up?
I just thought of this. Think of this. How many more years do we got until AJ's in UFC? Because a Gable versus AJ UFC fight.
Bam!
Now that's what I'm talking about right there. That would get some viewers. I'm not even joking. That would be fireworks.
Yeah.
And that actually could happen.
Well,
I'm looking
the
at this
thing is-
RAF2. Your biggest name, I mean, you got Helen Morales, biggest female name, but Caden Henschel's probably your biggest name. He's going to be your biggest draw on this. Caden Henschel, RAF2.
Yeah. And, watching Helen, she's just fun to watch. I mean, that.
Oh, you got to love Helen. And
Man,
she keeps
she
doing it,
is
too.
so good. Yeah. Everything. But I tell you right now, this coming year, this could be the greatest Penn State team of all time. I'm not sure, Zach.
It's looking like it could be, yeah.
The
crazy as that
weakest slot, 285, which they have somewhere ranked 10th to 12th. I'm here to tell you, Marisol is going to end up on that podium. It might be 7th or 8th, and I could be wrong, but I think Marisol is going to. I think they're going to have 10 AAs again. But we'll see. That was a magical year last year.
We'll have our bold predictions episode coming up here soon. But that's why don't we make that it for this catch-up episode, folks? We've got things looking forward to coming up here.
All right.
Kevin joining us, Terry joining us, my son Joe. We're eliminating a school. He turned 1.
That's right. That's
the other
right.
day.
Yeah.
There's 1 year down. We're gonna eliminate a school.
Little guy, he's so cute.
But and the other thing, folks, I got a house for sale, townhouse for sale in Frederick. If anyone's looking to buy, trying to sell that thing, dude.
Yeah.
Serious.
Why don't you throw a little
Nice.
bonus in there? If they buy the house, we'll let them in on our little internal fantasy group. Bam!
There we go.
We'll kick Drew out.
You're in. Kick somebody out.
We'll kick Drew out. I'm just kidding, Drew. All right, I'm done.
That and I also just want to say I appreciate everyone with the kind words. Kelly's doing well. She finished up her 3rd chemo treatment, and all signs are good. So we're plugging away over here. So,
and that was one of the reasons we weren't around, and I'm sure that was a lot to go through.
Well, I mean, think about it. So we just bought this house. We just moved in and had it renovated at the same time. I'm trying to sell that house. Joe, we haven't even talked about little Joe. That he is going to be a wrestler. I ain't joking, folks.
Yeah.
He's, but him just turning 1. The girls, I mean, it's been a lot, but we've talked about it, right? We're gonna
and that's actually little Joe is one of the hardest things because a lot of times you're with Joe alone. My wife is a nurse, and if she's working, we really don't have anybody to. And believe me,
count the other two
he's
kids.
not just that boy is on the go.
Yeah,
and that's 100% of your time watching. But he's so daggone cute. But
anyway, house for sale in Frederick. I'd love to get that thing sold, dude. Instead of paying 2 mortgages here.
It'll sell.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Well.
But all right, folks, we'll be back more often. Not quite as long. And very consistent.
Yes.
Very consistent, folks. So, all right, we'll be back.
See you guys.
See ya.
Let's go. Wrestling season's coming.
It's here.